Sideways. Hi.
Am I good?
No, you like this. There you
Oh
go.
well. See, see. That's the thing is, I had my phone turned sideways when you said sideways, and that's what made it look crooked.
How are you?
So on my phone, it's actually straight up and down.
Well, you are live right now, and we are on actually Mike's social media platforms because I take advantage of those when he's not here. I go on here and I talk about nutrition and training and all upcoming events that we have and all the good stuff. And you'll see people are going to join in. And yeah, we get good views on this because everybody loves jumping on here because they get a lot of informational stuff.
Oh
So,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, he's filming something at the gym. So he's on his way home. I don't want to wait because he's got a podcast after. So I don't want him to be here too late and not talk to you because it's crazy out there. And I need to bring you on here so we could chat about this nutrition stuff. And I have to say, you are a lifesaver for us.
Oh,
Absolute
very good.
saver. Yeah, I'm telling you. And people are going to find out in a minute why. When we were going through COVID and time was what, one or two, um, we did not anywhere find any eggs, like completely gone. People were killing each other for an egg. Like you couldn't find, I went to, I remember I got in my car, I put the mask on because you had to have a mask, and
Right,
I drove, I'm not exaggerating, to 8 different locations, and I found eggs at a small, um, I call it bodega, like a small Spanish place that
right.
had some eggs, and it was a line, and I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? We couldn't do eggs, but when we got contacted from you because we've been friends for years and you said, hey, how you guys doing with eggs? I could definitely help you out with the egg whites. It was, you don't understand. It was like hitting the lotto. Seriously. Yeah, we were, I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have egg whites and not have to, like, you know, go out and fight these people in, in the stores to get egg whites. It was a lifesaver.
I'll
So
tell you
for
what. Right now, you're in the exact same situation again because of this massive egg shortage.
I know.
Uh, the timing for this couldn't be any better since a lot of stores don't have eggs even today.
I know. So here's the thing. The other day I went to Target. I went to Costco and shelves are empty. There's no eggs. It
I
doesn't
know.
matter what eggs you're looking for. Natural, organic, chemical eggs, whatever eggs. At this point, you could get whatever because you need eggs. Is no eggs. Zero. And I only looked for eggs because I make for Titan this chicken cutlets and I use the yolk, I use the whole egg to do
Right.
the chicken cutlet for him. And I couldn't find any eggs. So again, I had to go to different locations and I found some, but it is kind of, I can't find egg whites. So I looked for egg whites, right? Because I just ran out. By the way, you're going to have to send me some egg whites. I ran out. I had some from you and I thought I had another one. But our good friend Bobo, and I think it's on here, Darren, he was at the house and he drank some. We make shakes because that's how it's easy.
Right.
That they taste great. So it's already protein. And I only put a little protein powder for taste and we make all these amazing shakes. So he drank all my egg whites, bastard, without ordering new ones. Yeah, but it's just so awesome. You've been just literally like you come in like right when we need it, and
Yeah.
I the fact that yeah we're using
You
you.
know.
What can I
You
say?
know. This is funny because Darren has been my customer.
Mhm.
You referred him back in February of 2020. And so
Right.
he's been using this product for about 5 years. I don't think he's ordered anything recently that I'm aware of.
He's
Um,
been traveling. He's been actually he does insurance adjusting and he's been all over the world. Oh, there he is. He's on here. You left me alone with nothing to eat. Yeah, right, Bobo. No way. He drank all my egg whites. It's coming back actually in a couple of days. Um, But yeah, he's been traveling throughout all the storms that we had in Florida and all that disaster. Like he's been sleeping in hotels and stuff like that, going out to help, people to get their money. And I think he's picking up some claims here in Los Angeles with the fires too. So he's been out at the house quite a bit. We can't get rid of him. Jeez.
Tell him I feel neglected that he hasn't called me in a while.
Oh, you are telling him right now because he's on his line. Oh, look what he said. The bird flu slowed me down. Yeah, okay, the bird flu. Yeah. Okay. So we know we're having issues worldwide, pretty much so, because I heard in Europe too. But here in the States, for people that don't watch the news, here in the States, we're having issues with all these chickens and all these eggs. What's going on? Why? What can you tell me?
Well, they killed 150 million chickens in the last 60 or 90 days, which is the most chickens they've ever killed in U.S. history in that short amount of time, and it's caused this massive shortage of eggs. And with the economy and everything else on top of that, we're at the highest price we've ever been in U.S. history on eggs, and it takes about 6 to 8 months to regrow these chickens before they're big enough to lay an egg again. So we're kind of stuck with high prices for the next 6 or 8 months. They've offered to bring in chickens and eggs from the country of Turkey, but they're only talking about bringing in 50,000 pounds, which is just enough to cover not even the LA area. So it's not going to help the United States as a whole at all. But
No.
the problem with the USDA is that when they go to a farm, because what happens is these Canadian geese fly over a Midwest corridor when they fly south for the winter and north for the spring for migration, and they land on these bird farms in Indiana and Illinois and Ohio, where 90% of the farms are. And when they infect a farm, and the USDA comes in and finds one bird that registers positive with the bird flu, that farm is required to kill the entire 3 million birds on the farm, because in a matter of 10 or 15 days, every one of them is going to fall over and drop dead anyhow. So it isn't going to matter whether they kill them now or let them die on their own. It's just they know that bird flu is going to cause this issue. And there's a lot of controversy on why don't they just quarantine them and not kill 3 million birds. But as far as the USDA goes, that's just kind of what they're doing right now. So I don't really know what's the good and the bad way to do it. They keep saying that they're trying to find a vaccine, and then I find out from my own farm that they've had a vaccine probably for years to get rid of this bird flu once and for all. But because the United States sells so many eggs and chickens to Europe, Europe won't buy any eggs or chickens that have antibiotics in it. So the U.S. doesn't let the farms use the vaccine for the bird flu. So we're suffering by killing all these birds because they want to be able to sell eggs to Europe and give chickens to Europe because they want, free chickens that don't have antibiotics in them. So it's just it can be a political nightmare, I guess, depending upon how you look at it.
It's crazy, and it's certain things like this. It's like you don't expect, and you just end up going to the grocery store, and you're like, "Huh, how come I can't find, eggs?" Well,
Yeah, then when you do find them, they're $18 a dozen for for any decent eggs.
I went to Trader Joe's and I found eggs, and they're really expensive. I think I bought like 4 things, and I was like $90, and I'm like, "How am I paying $90?" I'm carrying
I
my stuff.
know
What's going
it's
on?
crazy. It's crazy. Even with the price increase that I got hit with, and I got hit with a big price increase. By the time I ship egg whites to a customer, people that buy it by the gallon, there's 14 dozen eggs to a gallon. And I get a lot of people that buy like 4 gallons at a time, like you guys usually get 4 or 8 at a time. Even with my price increase, my landed cost to a customer's home is like $3.75 a dozen. I mean, you can't buy a dozen eggs for under $8 or $10. And even with my price increase, I'm still getting it to you for under $4. People
That's
just don't know about me because I
yeah.
don't have any advertising on the internet, because I don't have any money to spend on advertising because I'm too busy paying for chicken or paying for eggs.
For eggs. But I hope that some of these people that are on here and they join us today, they're actually going to consider to check you out and see what you're all about. And tell us about your product. Tell us about the
Well,
rights.
since 1999, I'm the only 100% all natural pure liquid egg white in the world solely designed to drink. Now, you can still throw it in a frying pan and cook it, make omelets and scrambled eggs with it. As you know, it's still a real cage-free egg white. But by double filtering it and removing all the slimy texture, it took on the texture of like water or milk. So if you drank it straight, it would taste like a very faint salt water. But a lot of people mentally can't think about drinking it straight because they think about drinking a raw egg, even though it's not a raw egg. So things I like to do, my tricks is I'll take a 10-ounce cup of egg whites, dump it into cold brew coffee every morning, and I'm having a cup of coffee. And it tastes no different than any other cup of coffee, but I'm getting 32 grams of protein in a cup of coffee because I just ate 15 eggs for breakfast, but I didn't actually eat a single egg.
Right.
And I know
It's
you like to mix it in with protein powders.
I do.
With a Oh
I
yeah,
do.
I see videos all the time where you're mixing it with different concoctions and whatnot for drinks, which is really good. And it's really good for kids as well.
Yeah. So first of all, I like to do it that way because I like my shakes when they have a little flavor to them. So, and the egg whites they have no flavor, obviously. So you can make them taste however you want. You want to
Pretty,
get vanilla, chocolate, put a little peanut butter in there, whatever. The fact that that's already protein. I don't use 2 scoops of protein powder. I literally put half a scoop of protein powder because the egg whites are protein. So I just do it
right.
for taste, and then I put like, a small spoon of peanut butter in there. It all depends what nutrition, program we're on, but I put a banana. It all depends. Oats, if I have to get like a nice meal, I do like, oatmeal, egg whites, peanut butter, banana, and it's like an amazing shake.
I know.
The egg
Yeah.
whites,
Well, and the cool thing about the egg whites is when you think about it, it's the only real all natural food you're actually drinking. Short of taking a chicken breast and throw it in a blender and trying to chuck that sucker down, you're never drinking real food. When you're drinking a powder, it's always a chemically engineered supplemental powder, and even the best powders can only deliver about 70 to 80% bioavailable protein to the body, where the egg whites deliver 100% because it's an all natural real food that's a complete protein as opposed to an incomplete protein.
well, it's just, I hope that you guys consider to check it out because it's just with the shortage that's going on right now. Not only that you will save some money, but you definitely getting better product than the egg whites you get at the supermarket. I could tell the
Yeah,
difference. I've had them from the supermarket. I ran out, from you. I go to the supermarket back in the day and I picked up, a little can of a carton of egg whites, but you could tell the difference.
oh
It's
yeah, yeah. They
cheap.
taste like yeah, it tastes like you're drinking an egg. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
designed because the ones in the store are designed for baking or cooking. Some of them say you can add it to a smoothie, but the trick word there is the word smoothie, meaning you got to put it in a blender and disguise it by blending it up. Where with my product, it tastes like water by itself, other than a faint salt water, so you don't need to disguise it, and it's not going to taste like a slimy egg if you drink it by itself. So
That's
that's the real
we
difference. And the shelf life is 10 times longer on our product.
Yeah, it is. I like the fact they come frozen and you defroze them whenever you want and you could just use them. So that's for me, it's huge. We do have some people asking questions, but look at Darren. He jumped on here and he says, explain how the body absorbs the protein from egg whites versus protein powder.
Well, egg whites, well, 90% of the protein powders that are sold in the US are coming over from China or overseas. And they've been under a federal investigation for several years for having no regulations in the United States on supplemental protein. So 90% of these protein powders have 5 heavy metals in them, everything from tungsten, lead, mercury, arsenic, and cadmium. So long-term use of these powders can cause pancreatitis, liver, kidney problems, other digestive issues. Now, good quality powders like Mike's powder that doesn't have all the heavy metals and chemicals added to it is still going to be called a chemically engineered food, but it's a cleaner protein. But because it's a protein powder, the body can't break it down the same way as it does real food. So you'll get 70 to 80% of the usable protein from a powder, even if it was a powdered egg white. If
Right.
you took a powdered egg white you're going to get the same 70 to 80%. But by using a liquid egg white as all natural real food, it absorbs at 100% as a complete protein, and it has 4 to 5 hours of muscle support. Where the cheap powders, like the ones you get at Costco or whatever, you'll come for the cheapest powder, it might be 40 to 50% absorbable for maybe 2 hours, and it's incomplete protein. So if you take 2 scoops of powder and it says 40 grams, you're lucky if your body's getting 20 or 25 grams from a powder simply because of all the fillers. I mean, if you take these overseas powders and you take a 4 pound jar of powder and you took all the fillers out of it, you got maybe a half of a pound of actual protein. Everything is filler because it's hard to spend $85 on 4 ounces of something when you can get 4 pounds of something for $85. You think you're getting a better value, but all you're getting is a lot of fillers in a lot of these overseas protein powders.
Um, Obviously, we know that egg whites are way better than any protein powder.
Yeah.
We
Well, I mean,
have
I like Mike's powder. I like Mike's powder when I'm using it if I'm flavoring the stuff and along those lines. So don't
I,
mix his up. Don't mix his
oh,
powder up with the other garbage you see on the market. Two different. It's just a different quality. I mean, he's in the top 10%, not in that 90% of all the bad ones that are under investigation.
I agree. So we see some people here. They're talking about this thing died. They're talking about the prices of the eggs. Going back to that, so Costco had free range organic for $9 for 24 eggs, but you can't find them
If you can
anymore.
get them.
Yeah, where are you gonna get them? I've
Yeah.
been seriously. It's been at least, I would say, since January, where every time I went to Costco to buy, because I order online from Costco, it's too much of a headache to go and park the car here. It's a mess. So I'd rather pay the 20 extra dollars and just order the stuff, and it comes to the door through an app. I know it sounds, some people are like, oh, you lazy, you don't want to go. No, it's a headache. It's my time. If I go to the Costco right now, I'm wasting 3 hours out of my day, and I don't have that time. So Costco has not have any eggs in LA, where I live in like Marina Del Rey. It's no eggs. It's been 3 months. I have never found eggs. I don't know if they had them for the day, and people just like, stormed in and cleaned the aisle, but they haven't had them. And I have somebody else on here that's talking about at Whole Foods. It says it's a joke, 15 for 12. Yeah, $15 for 12 eggs. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
what the F? I've just moved from London.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I mean, I talked to my egg farm, and they're selling eggs to the stores wholesale for $8 a dozen. I mean, imagine we used to be able to buy eggs years ago for 99 cents a dozen. We could buy them for $1.99 just a year ago. And now the stores buying the eggs have to pay $8 a dozen just to get them in their store. And then when you do go to Costco, somebody's standing in front of the egg counter limiting you to 1 or 2 dozen, and then you can, and then they're out by 11 o'clock. So if you're not there first thing in the morning, if you don't get there before 11 o'clock, you don't get any eggs.
Yeah, my sister lives in Ohio, and she went to the supermarket. Her husband was waiting in front with the car. She was like, I got to pick up eggs. So she went in and she grabbed, 2 cartons of eggs and to get out. And at the register, they only allowed her to buy one. She said, I'm sorry, because of the shortage, you could only buy one. So she went out. She told her husband, you get out the car and go buy another one. I was like, I feel like we're back in Romania. What's going on? Like, yeah, he says I was crazy. I was like, they're not letting me buy eggs. It's crazy. But I think that the only reason why I wanted to talk to you today is because I got so many DMs, and Mike got DMs asking how do we get by with the protein when it comes to egg whites, because when he sends out meal plans on his apps, there's a lot of meals that depends what meal prep you choose. But for shredding, there's definitely an egg white or 2 egg whites meals in there. So they're like, well, how do you get your eggs when we can't find eggs? Can you substitute for something else, some other protein? And I just hope that people could see and know that egg whites are available through you from your company. And like I said, not only time and money, but just the healthiness of it, better product. And I just wish that everybody could try it. Just order a small can. You have different sizes, right? If I remember
Right.
correctly,
Yeah.
get the big one, but you have different sizes in it.
Yes. Half gallon and gallon. But
And
most
people,
of the clients, based
well,
on how they're,
they just go to the website and place an order. Like, can you just let them know?
well, there's a couple things. I have several online trainers like Mike that will write diet plans for their clients, and a lot of those guys will have a quote at the bottom that says, in reference to egg whites, call Mac for a consultation and a special discount, and then they just direct them to me. So I kind of work hand in hand in a partnership with that trainer by being his consultant pertaining to the egg whites and the best ways to use the egg whites. And when they call in and mention that trainer's name, they get a special discount. They get free clothing. It's like
See?
with Mike, we have a special code set up for him already. So if they do go online, they just type in Titan and then they get a 15% discount by using Titan as a promo code.
You already got a discount right there. And then if somebody want to contact you directly, how they can contact you? Can you let them know?
Oh yeah, they can call 877 egg whites. Um, or they can go to the website, which is eggwhitesint.com, and email me, put mac at eggwhitesint.com, and I'll help them through an email, or they can call the office and speak to us directly. But the toll-free number is the easiest one to remember, just 877 egg whites.
I see. Yeah, oh, yeah. The link is right on the screen over here, the website link. So they could just go through there and contact you. Your name is Mac. For everyone to know out there, he is the owner of the company, and he'll be able to help you and kind of walk you through and kind of explain, how to start out by placing your orders. In other words, if you want to start out with a smaller amount, and he'll give you discounts and clothing. And by the way, I love your clothing, the chicken flexing.
Yeah. And they get all the, I think you got one that says what, fit chick or chicks train harder or something like
I
that.
got a
Chicks lift
couple, yeah.
too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got every time I wore it, I got people asking me at the gym, "Hey, where did you get that?" I said, "Egg whites, Egg White International." It's
Well,
cool.
and the other thing too that we'll do is when they call in, we're the highest rated protein by the U.S. government Feingold Organization for Children's Nutrition. So we'll also help them with their family. Like if they got kids, a little leaguer, or somebody who's not getting enough protein, they can take a half a cup of egg whites, half a cup of milk poured over their cereal in the morning, and the kids are eating 5 eggs for breakfast and a bowl of Cheerios. They don't even have a clue. I've got customers laughing because they're giving their kid a glass of chocolate milk and sending them to school on a glass of chocolate milk, which sounds ridiculous. But when it's half chocolate milk and half egg whites, they just ate 5 eggs for breakfast, but all they did was drink a glass of chocolate milk and went to school with 13 grams of protein and a bowl of, glass of chocolate milk.
Yeah, well, Titan hasn't yet drank any egg whites. He's very, um, as we know, kids at that age, he just turned 6 last week. Very picky with what he eats. He eats his chicken. He does, his chopped meat burgers, his fries, his pizza. Like he doesn't eat anything sweet. I've tried. I would love to sit down with him and have ice cream, watch a show or something. Never had a cookie, never. And we don't. It's not like we're not giving it to him because we're being
Right.
kid. He should be eating. He should be experiencing. Like we want him to, and we
Well,
have friends that are pushing stuff on him. He doesn't want to.
yeah,
So
I get a lot of families that have picky eaters just like that can't get them to eat enough protein. They'll just find something that they like to drink,
yeah,
and they'll hide the egg whites in there, and they don't even tell the kids about it because the kids aren't going to taste it anyhow, and they get the protein without even knowing they're getting the protein because it's already hidden into whatever it is they're drinking, or they'll put it into a salad dressing or something or
smart.
oatmeal or whatever. You can hide it pretty much in anything.
Yeah, it's really smart. Right. So for everybody that wants a little discount, use code Titan when you call there or when you place your order, and you get 15%. And then if you do reach out to Mac and you talk to him, you also get free merchandise, which is great.
Yeah,
So
on the website, use Titan. If you call me, just say Mike and Mona, and then I'll automatically know what's going on with that and get you guys set up and hook you up with some free gear. I got all kinds of stuff for both men and women for the gym and just whatnot. So it's cute. It's real. It's quality stuff too. It's not just some cheap
Yes.
shirt. So
Yeah, no, definitely quality, and I love the colors too for the girls. You do a good job. You do. I think that it does matter a lot that you put your heart and soul into your business, because that's when you just throw stuff together and you don't care, you just want to make money, and you know it's different. But I know you for so many years, and I know the time that you put in. You talk to every customer. I know how much you put into this business. So I wanted to talk to you today and not help you to get business. Of course, I want that, but I want to help the people outside that want to have, they can't find eggs. They're thinking about their nutrition, how they could get, listen, order egg whites, drink it. You could make it taste however you want, easy in the blender or shake it up in a shaker. I cook it too. I do my breakfast with, broccoli and whatever stuff that we throw in there. It all depends how hungry I am or how
yeah,
busy I am too.
yeah,
If
that
I rush,
yeah that yeah that's been the biggest obstacle for me is people that hear about the egg whites. Their first impression is that the last thing they want to do is drink egg whites because they expect it to be slimy or disgusting. And so it's a real hard educational side because I don't have any with the bird flu going off and on since 2012. I don't have the money to advertise on TV or to promote and get people to understand it. And it wasn't until they actually try it then it dawns on them, my God, I can't believe I can drink egg whites and I have even no idea I'm drinking the egg whites. So the biggest obstacle is educating people on the best protein on the planet that you can drink because they don't even know it's a drinkable egg because they go to the store and grab a carton of egg whites and try to drink it and they immediately are turned off because they're drinking the wrong egg white. They're not drinking the only egg white in the world designed to drink, and I have no way of advertising it and promoting it to them. So people like you and Mike that talk to people about this for years. I mean, I've got people like Darren Bobo and other people that have been on the books with me for years. All came from learning about it from you and Mike.
yeah, well, you know what? We try to send everybody there because if we like a product and we trust it and we know it's good, then we send people there. If I would have drank it and it tastes like crap, I would have been like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to send somebody and they'll be like, why would you promote that? So I'm glad that I got you on here today. Thank you for making time. Um,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember. I was thinking about this the other day, and I remember how I first met Mike. I was at a trade show, and I think we were in some lounge somewhere, and I was sitting down with JD and myself, and Mike came walking up to me because he saw my jacket, and I think this is like 22 or 23 years ago or something like that. And he asked who I was and said, "Oh man, I love this product. I've been using it off and on for years." This is before I even knew who Mike was. And then that friendship just started 23 years ago, and it's just been ongoing ever since. And then I think I met you the first time at the Emerald Cup.
it was.
We were having breakfast, I think it
Yes,
was,
yes, it was. I was just gonna say somewhere in Seattle. Yeah,
because you were talking about you had restaurants in New York or something, right?
that's correct. I had a amazing steakhouse in New York City. For about 18 years, I was in that place. And then, yeah, I got rid of it and I sold it. We had great times, great food, we made money. And then I moved out to Los Angeles. And everybody's asking me, hey, would you open a place out here? I don't think I would because it was different there. Like I had my team that I trusted, I had my chefs. It was just it's a different animal.
Oh
Here
yeah.
I would have to spend all my time in the place, and I would have also. I need to have money more than God to open a place in
Oh my God. Let me tell you something.
it's so expensive. You know.
If you ever did decide to open a place, Anaheim Hills is desperately in need of a good restaurant.
Well, no, right now we are so busy. We have quite a busy, like next, I would say at least 3 to 4 months. We're flying out to Mexico City. Michael Hearn is coming. Um, We're flying out on the 28th. It's for an expo in Mexico City. We have a movie. I always say we because I'm a huge part of getting Mike to his appointments. So uh, he's starting with Jonathan Major. That movie's coming out on Friday, the 21st, next week. And it's going to be in all theaters. So we're doing Monday a screening. It's so much going on. He's filming a new movie as we speak. He's a boxer. He's shooting with Clint Eastwood's daughter, so she is his manager. It's fun, but it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time, a lot of travel. Um, yeah, it's so much on the docket, and we're going back to the Emerald Cup too. We're going back this year. I think it's the first weekend of May.
Yeah, I
So
haven't
I
since the
want.
pandemic. Yeah, since the pandemic hit, and I was one or 2 days from getting on a plane going to the Arnold in March of 2020, or roughly right around that time frame. The shows just haven't been the same, and I just haven't been able to do trade shows since March of 2020. And I mean, I was doing 25 or 30 shows a year, and
Jeez.
I don't think I've done a single show since March of 2020, just because of the turnouts aren't the same. The prices are so expensive. You can't even cover your cost.
Yeah, COVID really shut down a lot of businesses and a lot of these trade shows. Everything is online. People don't go out to a trade show anymore. They don't need to. Social media is now how the marketing point for anybody. Instagram, YouTube, even Snapchat now. It's not what it used to be back in the day. Snapchat is all business now, and people promote their businesses and so many different platforms that it's easy. It's just we have a couple of people, and one of the guys that's all he does social media. I do social media. Mike is hardly on his pages. He doesn't have time to do it, and we have a team that kind of goes on there and does the work. It's work now.
Yep.
A lot of people just make money off social media, so you don't have to. You work from home, so you don't have
Yeah,
to
we
do.
started putting more focus into Amazon, to get more people aware of it on Amazon. So we're starting to have a bigger footprint in Amazon. I mean, we're one of the highest rated, best selling liquid egg whites on Amazon. I mean, they sell the little cartons of egg whites, which is not the same thing at all, but that's people just looking to buy eggs. But we've been doing a lot on Amazon lately, and I think that'll end up being a much bigger part of what we'll be doing. As far as if we do put money into anything, it'll be probably more leaning towards Amazon and advertising that way. Even though I can't ship outside the United States, I can do pretty much anything I sell right now, short of the 4-gallon case. I can ship anywhere in the country at 2-day express. So people want it. If they ordered it Monday, they got it on their doorstep on Wednesday, 95% of the time. So it's pretty quick and easy. Of course, you're different because you're right here in Southern California with me. If I ship it today, you're going to get it tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna
So,
ship it today, by the way, because I'm out.
yeah.
Just, just let's make that clear before we get off this live. I literally went in and I looked. I was like, "Huh, Bobo." I punch him
Yeah.
right in the face when he gets here. But thank you. Really, you've been, like I said, I know people don't appreciate stuff like this until you hit a wall. But when we did hit the wall and we needed product, you hands down, with no question asked, just boom, there. And thank you. And never ever ordered, you sent something out. I got it exactly when you told me it's going to be here. I've never missed a package. I've never had to reach out and say, I didn't get it. I got notifications saying, hey, your package has been delivered and all that. So thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people are going to contact you today through the website or however, but they will contact you so they could try the product out. I am very confident because I see the comments on here. So thank you for making time. I'm going to jump off so I could jump on another
Very
call.
good.
I appreciate
All
you.
right.
Thank you for everything. And we should jump on here at least every, 6 to 8
Yeah.
weeks.
Just give me a holler. I'll make myself available for you.
It's easy. Yeah. So thank you, Mac. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Talk to
Okay.
you later.
Bye,
All
guys.
right. Tell Mike I said hi.
I will. Bye bye.
Bye.